There's a ghost that drives it.
Okay, now I'm not sure it's cool, but it's cool.
You still have to open the door. Oh, wait, actually, no, I need to unlock it.
Oh, wow.
No driver. Okay, big guy. That is outrageous.
We got a magical car here.
Michelle, we're gonna walk.
No, get in. Come on. It's a ghost. It's there. Like that. It's there.
What do you think, Michelle?
Outrageously cool.
Okay, here's the driver.
This is the alphabet car, isn't it?
Okay.
His shiny boy.
This is the ones that they test at Castle.
Oh, seatbelt.
These are the ones they test at Castle.
Okay, no. Oh my God. This is the first time I've been in a self-driving car.
I dig it.
Look at this. It's gonna stop.
We're doing our best. Here we go. I'm trying. Oh, it's even stopping for the birds. I did see that.
Didn't even see the seagull. Stopping for the seagulls.
Oh, I see. I'm putting it in the wrong buckle.
These seagulls are fucking with the car. Oh my
Seagulls are the future.
Oh my goodness. Okay, big guy, you have to make a cameo appearance here.
Oh, are you recording?
You need to tell us what you're thinking.
So this is my new ghost car.
Yeah?
Honestly, this thing drives better than the average driver.
Yeah?
Yep. And yeah, it's a pretty...
And you can order it just like an Uber.
We're built it.
Oh.
Oh, it thinks my bag is a person.
Oh, okay. Alright, and then you can pick a music. What music would you like?
David Bowie.
Well, I don't know if this can be that specific. Let's do
So this is a proof. Look, you have people like looking everywhere.
They're all recording it. So like, what the hell?
Wow. Okay, here's the driver.
See,
okay.
All the tourists are gonna pull out their phone.
Okay, now driver, you have to say something. What would you like to say for posterity?
Well, we have a ghost driving the car. So
Ghost driver. Okay, ghost driver.
It's a ghost.
So
augmented
Casper.
intelligence.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Is it the same price as Uber?
It's actually a little cheaper.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you dropping us off at the hotel?
No.
Oh, you're taking us somewhere.
I mean, I can drop you off at the hotel. If you
No,
want.
let's enjoy this ride.
I was gonna make it a little more extended.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I wanted you
This is
to
outrageous.
experience this.
You'll have to send me the video because my phone's about to die.
I mean, if you want me to drop you at the hotel,
Where are we going to take us?
Palace of Fine Arts,
Okay.
Cool.
which is 14. Oh, that's a bit of a drive actually. Do you want to do that, or do you want to go back?
What would you like to do?
I'm up for the drive. This is really cool.
And you ordered it just like an Uber?
Yep, just on the app. Yep.
And what's the app?
It was just a Waymo app. So this is a Google. I mean, they've actually been working on this for about 20 years now.
That's what I'm saying. This is one that they test at Castle.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was another company here called Cruise, which was acquired by Ford. Oh, there's another one over there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is.
Can we like get to wave at each other?
But this is the problem. This is the problem. These are going to take real jobs from people.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can tell you, if I had a choice between doing this or taking an Uber, I would take this even if it was the same price. Because I don't have to deal with someone, you know, they could be weird. It's a cleaner, nicer car. I mean, what are Uber drivers going to do now?
Absolutely.
They're
this has got to be one of the most unique experiences of my life.
And automatically detects the rain.
Yeah, I was noticing that the windshield wipers kind of came on automatically. But it's not that common, right? I mean, I know we saw that one back there, but this is... this is outrageous.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it has a spinning LiDAR on the top.
Yeah.
And then it uses also cameras on the side. So it's a combination of LiDAR and computer vision.
Wasn't there one of the automatic driving companies that was shut down in San Francisco?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Okay.
Cruise, which was acquired by Ford. That was the company.
And they were shut down because...
There was an incident, honestly it was an overreaction, but there was an incident where a passenger car hit someone, shot the person out in front of the cruise, and the cruise ran them over.
Oh.
So, statistically, cruises were still much safer than human drivers, but Waymo was better than Cruise. I saw cruises had very sensitive. They were very sensitive to stopping, so the cruise cars would commonly stop in the middle of the road.
Were people putting pylons on top of them?
Yeah, people hate these cars, right? They either find them fascinating or they hate them. Oh, look at this. See, everybody stares and points. that's
Look at that, like everyone's checking it out.
I know. I mean, it's a
Do you like throw things at you or flip you off for being in these cars?
What?
Does it provoke anger that you're in these cars?
It depends where you are. If
Yeah.
you're in those tourist areas, people find it cool. If you're, in the middle of the city,
You're taking jobs away from people.
yeah, you're.
Are you in voice communication with the car?
No, but you can call the support. I mean, there's no. I mean, that's the next step, right? You can
So,
just talk to the car.
yeah, it says drop off in 9 minutes.
Well, we're going to the Palace of the Fine Arts. I mean, we don't have to. I just
No,
wanted to take
that's
you
okay.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So you can experience.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
AI car.
Wow. What do you think of this there, Michelle?
I think it's outrageously cool.
Yeah.
I'll take this. I
It's
won't have to drive my kids to school, just
I mean,
call
look
the
at that.
car.
It recognized that this was a stalled lane, and it went over and left and came back.
Yeah, I saw it, and it also cut really close. So it had, a safety margin built into the program. But when it cut that car to the, to our left,
Yeah.
it cut it really close.
Yeah.
Well,
This one
I
is
have-
significantly safer than anything else. So.
What is it again? The name?
Waymo.
Waymo.
Waymo. WAMO.
Yeah.
W-A-Y-M-O.
It's the only
WAY.
one that's legally allowed to operate in San Francisco.
And who made it?
It was a Google project.
And Google has the test grounds at Castle Air Base in Merced,
Right, in Atwater.
Atwater, outside Merced. And this is the result. And I know I asked this question before, but is it the same price as Uber and
It's slightly cheaper now.
slightly cheaper than Uber?
Yeah. So this trip from here to there was $9, but that's subsidized. So it's going to be. My guess is by the time it actually goes live, it'll be a little bit more expensive.
It's not live yet?
No, I'm a beta tester.
Oh.
Oh, you're a beta tester.
Yeah.
So I can't do this.
Well, you can get into the wait list. But yeah, I just got off the wait list, so.
How many
I'm
cars are there?
Beta tester. I don't know. They might be increasing, or I'm not sure how they're going to respond to this. The San Francisco politicians hate these cars, so
Why?
I don't know. They hate anything. I guess in their defense, maybe they could make the case that it takes jobs, but the reality is that this stuff is coming whether they like it or not.
Is Jaguar the chosen manufacturer for all the tests?
It's just for these cars. I'm not sure why they picked Jaguar. My guess is that it's, you know, it's a nice car and kind of gives.
Well, it must have
gives
been
off
some
that
kind of
kind of
forward
premium-
thinking about,
premium.
you know, high-ranking people at Jaguar, right? I mean,
Well, I guess so.
they wouldn't have just chosen Jaguar unless there's some visionaries at Jaguar at the administration
Well,
level,
I see it as a picture.
engineering level, that think this was a good choice for them to invest in.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much Jaguar actually worked on this versus just, hey, can we buy your cars at a good deal?
Oh, okay.
You know, because it's clearly not designed. It's not anything special about the car frame itself. It's just a Jaguar car. I mean, if you really wanted this to be fully automated, there's no reason to have a steering wheel. The steering wheel is completely pointless. The only reason they have a steering wheel right now is because in case something happened, a human person could come in here and drive the car back.
Okay. During the testing phase, though, it was required to have a human in the car.
Yeah.
So they just haven't got rid of the steering wheels. You're absolutely right. Wow, this is like George Jetson kind of experience.
Yeah. Yeah. The earliest you could have done this was just a few months ago. So you're
Wow. Very cool.
You're right on the future training here.
Wow.
Yeah, this is.
Well, thank you 100 million times.
Yeah,
This is definitely one of the things
I mean,
I wanted to.
unbelievable.
Absolutely cool.
Oh, it's my. Oh, jeez. I'm scared for a second. I thought I left this.
Christmas tree on the top of that car in front of us.
Yeah, the only issue is don't leave your stuff in the car because it's
It's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop. So leaving it, the only real issue I have with this car is if you leave something in it, you're in trouble. Because if it's a normal Uber driver, you just call them and say, hey, I left your stuff, and they'll stop the route and go back and pick it up. But because of how this is set up, it's on like a automated roll. So if you leave something, you have to wait for the car to go all the way back to the charging station.
Oh, that's right. So this would be an electric vehicle too.
I don't know if it's electric, actually. Maybe not, actually. I'm not sure. Electric is problematic in the mileage that it has and the fact that you need extremely high voltage to recharge.
Well,
oh, yeah, it is.
I am
So it's drop off in 4 minutes.
thoroughly impressed. I don't get thoroughly impressed too often.
This is outrageously cool.
Well, so the question is, do you want to stop at the Palace of Fine Arts, or do you want me to just have it go to your hotel now?
Back to the hotel.
Okay. I guess.
Did you want to stop it? Yeah, I think
Okay,
we.
what's the address?
2400 Mason Street. Rio RIU Hotel.
2400 Mason Street?
Mason, M-A-S-O-N.
Okay. Alright.
You can do that kind of on the fly?
Yep, so I'm doing it now. There we go.
Look at that, it's waiting for these these
And now
pedestrians.
it's heading back to your place.
I feel like a celebrity.
Yeah, I know. To get this much attention, you'd have to be like Lady Gaga or something. I feel like
Really?
Lady Gaga wouldn't even get this much attention. They'd be like, who's that?
Really?
Who's that in the driverless car?
Well, there you go. Brought us to the Palace of Fine
Really
Arts.
beautiful.
Now it's going to bring us back.
Well, Shiny Boy, this is one memorable darn experience. How many times have you been in one of these?
A few times. 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
So you're a beta tester.
Yep.
Do you have to write things up?
No, they're just I probably signed some waiver that said if the car kills everybody that it's not their fault. So
You agreed to this.
so you're probably
Understood.
Isn't that
probably
gorgeous?
under something where
Understood.
if all of us die, it's not their fault.
Completely understand. But you were able to change on the fly
Yep.
to return to the Rio Hotel.
Well, it was originally dropping us off there, so I just changed it. Charged me a bit extra, but
Well, thank you very, very much.
of course.
I'll post this video on YouTube. It'll be about 20 minutes long, but it's the whole experience. And 100
You're
years from
recording the
now,
whole thing.
yeah, 100 years from now, it'll seem like, horse and buggy experience, but right now it is incredibly unique.
Yeah. I gotta say, we're alive at a very interesting transition point in human history. Things are changing so quickly. It's hard to even pay attention.
So we're in a completely self-autonomous vehicle.
Yeah.
Pedestrian crossing the street.
This guy works in tech. Because he looks over and he doesn't give a shit. That's the sign that he works in tech. But what's interesting about technology is the reason this is possible is because of the building blocks and the building blocks and the building blocks to get here. Like, Uber couldn't exist until everybody had a mobile phone, right?
Right.
This can't exist until you have had Apple Maps, right? Or you had proper GPS plus. It's not just using where it is, it's also using GPS to locate where it is, and then it has to have a robust understanding of the environment, and it's just these building blocks of so many different technologies to make this happen.
So the vehicle that was parked in the road that we just went by,
Yeah.
the vehicle, just before we got on the front of it, slowed down a little bit to make sure there was no pedestrian or children playing in the front.
But I mean, look at this intersection. That would be a confusing intersection even for a person.
Mm-hmm.
And for this, it was just like, yep, I know exactly where I'm going. So anyway, another reason I wanted to show you this is I wanted you to imagine, say in 5 to 10 years from now, there's all these automated cars moving commerce around the city. And so it could both deliver and pick up things that people are signing buying.
Yeah, that makes complete sense now. Much more clear in terms of what your vision is.
Right. Because one of the reasons that you can't do that now is because, as I described, the cost economics don't make any sense. But if you have a car that essentially is a moving shop, all of a sudden, that type of idea becomes economically feasible.
Wow.
And it shows the pedestrians walking.
Wow.
There you go. That's the thing I wanted to show you.
It's amazing.
Now, how far can this car go? Just
I think it's just within San Francisco.
within the city of San Francisco.
I mean, yeah. You drove here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I was gonna say I could check to see if you go to the airport with this, but I don't know if it'll go that far. I think it's just within San Francisco for now. I think I think they only have this in like a few cities, and I think it's mostly in SF. I think there might be a little bit of early stage testing like Austin and stuff like that.
Well, like we were saying a few minutes ago, 120 miles to the southeast is Atwater, and in Atwater is the old Castle Air Force Base. It's now a museum with all kinds of airplanes and, helicopters from previous military operations and experiences. And Alphabet has a testing ground there for this vehicle.
Right, I just don't think you could have a person who's not an employee there participate in it. I think this is from my understanding, I'm not positive, this is the first attempt at commercializing this on some level.
So the benefit, I guess, from a corporate perspective would be to not have to pay a driver.
Yeah, so there's things that are going to be more expensive and there's things that are going to be much cheaper. What's going to be more expensive is the car itself is going to be substantially more expensive. Like this car is probably, I don't know, it's probably like an $80,000 Jaguar plus, $100,000 to $200,000 of technology around it, maybe even more, maybe up to $500,000. I mean, this car is probably worth $1 million right now. At scale, they'll probably be worth, 100 or something.
Okay, and the other benefit for me, it kind of almost on a psychological, emotional level, you referred to this earlier, Johnny boy.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk to the driver.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. I mean, like,
you don't have to listen to their music. You don't have to.
They don't smell. They don't.
Yeah, they don't smoke.
They're not trying to pick you up.
I'll tell you the thing that made me feel even stronger about this. The first time I used this was right after an Uber experience that I had. It was terrible, where I got in the Uber and the guy was blasting a self-help book on how to become a millionaire, and he had it cranked like 80%, and it was just screaming like, and then you have to listen, just like screaming this stuff, and the car smelled like smoke and all this other stuff, and I was like, I couldn't even avoid this loudness. And then, do I ask him to please turn it down? He might get mad at me. I don't know. Like, there's stories of Uber drivers assaulting their passengers. Nothing.
Yeah, all that goes away.
Yeah.
So one of the worst experiences I ever had with an Uber was here in San Francisco, and it was with Kristen when she was living in San Francisco, and I picked her up in an Uber, and we went to the San Francisco Medical School, and the Uber driver was driving extremely fast and dangerous. And I asked him to slow down because Kristen was on her way to have an infusion when she was taking Remicade. And, the experience for her emotionally, and, me as her dad, I'm taking her to the cancer clinic at San Francisco Hospital so she can sit with the other cancer patients and have an infusion of Remicade. And the driver was going so outrageously fast, and he was going, I asked him to slow down, and he got really irate. And right in the middle of the highway, he said, well, I'm just going to pull over and let you guys out.
Good grief.
And, it would have been dangerous for us to do that. And I said, no, just continue to the hospital. But that kind of experience in that context was horrible.
Yeah.
Kristen was terrified. I was frightened. And, she was on her way to this very emotional experience to have an infusion. And, even though she didn't have cancer, she had serious complications from ulcerative colitis. And, so she was emotionally very, delicate, frightened. And the driver was just, to say he was an ass would be an understatement. But I think he was also high on either drugs or something.
Well, there you go. Compare it to this. I can play music. I don't have to deal with anybody. It's honestly a better driver than any Uber driver I've ever had.
Yeah, I saw that it slowed for the yellow. Like the yellow was yellow for a little while, and before it turned red, it was slowing for it.
Yeah.
What a remarkable experience. Okay, I'm a convert. It's like, going from being, not religious to being a Christian all at once. I'm a convert.
You're a convert. You've seen the face of
I've
God.
seen the light. I've seen the light.
I believe.
We're gonna do a baptism now.
Yeah. Now let's go down to the harbor and baptize ourselves.
There's even things like
new technology.
There's even things like, if you're on a date with a girl or something, you could make out in the car while the that's a
hey,
good one.
we're in the back seat.
Yeah, there you go.
Sean, stop looking.
Okay,
What if you were if you were to try to smoke or something in here? Does the car object?
Well, so
You
there
probably
are
have
a lot of cameras in here
Oh
who
yeah.
are watching you.
Yeah.
So, I assume if you go too far in some direction, they're gonna. They probably have some type of detectors in here.
This is a clear glass ceiling, and see the sensors are right here. The rotating sensors right there.
Yeah. I don't, you know, personally, I don't know how much they retrofitted this versus. I mean, this is integrated into the actual car itself.
Almost there. Don't forget your belongings.
So it's reminding you,
Yeah,
Don't forget your stuff.
Shawnee
That's
boy,
the
this
bigger-
For
is
your safety,
truly
the doors will
remarkable
remain locked
experience.
when we arrive.
Thank you, big guy.
Pull the handle twice.
Great to
This is
see
a
you.
real treat.
The first pull unlocks. The second opens the door.
I
So you
have
have to
to
pull
give
twice.
you the full download of all the tech updates of the world.